A year ago from now, I was on a long car ride back home after moving out from my dorm. I was feeling a little carsick in the back after watching YouTube as we trekked the bumpy roads of the countryside. I didn't have much to do, so I just looked out the window and started daydreaming. I first thought about my streams. They were doing okay at the time, but nothing too crazy. And I was starting to reconsider if my laptop could handle streaming. I was also thinking about my studies. I had a student exchange program planned next semester. Being in a foreign country for a few months far from home sounded both exciting and also worrying. And then, my thoughts just trailed away to my interests. I was imagining scenarios of my OCs fighting as I looked at the passing scenery.
Man, it's a beautiful day.
At the time, I had recently played Pokemon Violet, and I was in love with Tinkaton. Something about a small little gremlin with a giant deadly hammer speaks to me in so many ways. I remembered seeing this wonderful artwork by Spoony Liger, where it shows a Tinkatink in a PMD setting, and that was just so cool. I wanted so badly to have some kind of game that features the Tinkaton line as the main star. That want for this small creature with a giant hammer to be featured in a game fueled my imagination as I began to imagine a world all about them throughout that entire car ride. And from then, Valiant Heart was born. Now hold on there a second, cause we're jumping the gun a bit. Sure, I've had experiences with writing and editing in the past, and I have several Pokemon OCs that I like to get artwork for. But creating an entire PMD series is something I never would have imagined I could do. I'm not even an artist. I had no prior experiences whatsoever with animating or creating something of this magnitude on my own, and that stuck with me for a while. I had an idea in my head that I thought was so cool I wanted real, but who am I kidding? I'm just a mediocre content creator with no real artistic talent. So that idea stayed in my head for a while. A mere fantasy left to sit in the proverbial shelves of my brain until it withers into a fleeting imagination, never to see the light of day. That is, until I met a certain someone. JamesYevon is a person I stumbled upon when I was trying to look for PMD animations. He has a fantastic series called PMD Sealed Fate, which is very well animated, and exactly what I imagine out of a PMD animation series, which you should check out, by the way. Seeing this person knows a lot more about making these things than I do, I decided to contact him on Twitter. I tried not to sound nervous, but I imagine I looked a little desperate in my initial message, and I was fully expecting to be totally ignored. But, to my surprise, he responded. He was very supportive, and told me that he liked my idea. I have to be honest, that coming from someone you look up to is pure bliss. He told me he used a game engine called Godot to do his work, which is how he got all those fluid movements for most of his animations, and he encouraged me to use it for my own project as well. This is it. This was my key to making this project real. Before I met him, if I wanted really badly to make the series real, I was about ready to just use a regular editing software and hand animate every single aspect of Valiant Heart. But because of him, I knew what I had to do. Godot was the solution to everything, and I will use it to turn this silly little idea in my head and turn it into a full-fledged series. But there's just one tiny problem. I didn't know how to code or program anything. Well, better luck in my next life, I guess. Now, before I threw myself into the ocean, James kindly provided me with several tutorials that would help me get started on learning the program on Godot, and even volunteered to teach me everything he knew so I could actually start making the project. I was a bit skeptical of my abilities at the time, but I persevered, and over the course of several months, I trained. I learned how to program in Godot, all while handling schoolwork and procrastination, and after 8 months of training, I finally made my first animation. This could use some work. 1,000 subscribers, huh? Actually, it's 2,000 now that I'm thinking about it. This is the part where I say some cheesy stuff like, well guys, I made it, but I'm not done yet, so let's shoot for 10 billion subs by next week. Like, comment, subscribe, or the Skibbity Man will kill you! Or something like that. I always thought of myself as someone who doesn't really have much talent and can't really make much by myself. But I guess here I am, and it's been really surreal, honestly. First of all, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much for getting me this far. The support has been crazy, and I just can't thank you enough for all the love and support everyone has given me. Every time I get a comment, I always smile as I read what people say. It makes me happy just seeing people I don't even know just watching my work. The star of the show is, of course, Valiant Heart. I'm really happy with how it turned out. After a year of progress, this project is my biggest one yet. Something I've nurtured all this time, and something I really want to see grow. I spent sleepless nights, skipped hangouts, spent life savings just to see this project come to fruition. And I'm glad I did. Maybe not the life savings parts though. Regardless, I can't appreciate enough the talents that went into everything in Valiant Heart. Everything from the music, the sprite work, the illustrations, and just all the love and support goes to those creators. I'd like to highlight a few people that helped Valiant Heart to what it is. But if you want, you can show some support to all the artists, and you can check out all the names in the credits of Chapter 0 on all of the things that they've done. They're all very, very awesome. JamesYevon. He's the one who guided me to where I am now. He's my main inspiration, and he helped me start the project in the first place. None of this would have happened if it weren't for him. He's working on a game called 12 Slot Saloon, and the demo is out on Steam, so please support his work and check it out for me. Interv24. She has been a great emotional support for me, and helped me keep me motivated on working on my project. She would tell me to stop procrastinating and work on Valiant Heart every single day. I may be stuck in development hell if it weren't for her. LolloTheChoco. She is the reference artist for the characters in Valiant Heart. Her way of creating designs that speak so well to the personality and stories of the characters just show how talented she is, and I could not thank her enough for helping me design all the characters. Risa Art. She is the one to draw all of the illustrations you see in the prologue. She's a very talented artist whose art style fits so well with the premise and idea that I'm probably her biggest client at this point from how much art I commissioned from her. But yeah, please check out her artwork. She's very, very talented. And other than that, plenty of other people who helped immensely in the creation of this silly little project of mine. So please, just check out all of the artists that I've mentioned, or even the ones that I haven't mentioned in the credits on Valiant Heart Prologue. Just all of them are so cool, and they deserve all of the credit as well. So what's next for me? Well, for the moment, I'm taking a bit of a break. I'm currently working on my thesis, which involves creating a recall test using game design to see its effects on memory retention. I'll keep people updated, but here's a preview. I also wanted to address my past content, that being my streams and mythology analysis videos. I plan on continuing them as well in the future, as I have plans on doing more video essays. As for my streams, I will try to do more, but most likely not using my VTuber model since, unfortunately, my laptop isn't powerful enough to run all this. Even editing Valiant Heart caused it to crash a few times. But for the foreseeable future, I'll be working on Chapter 1 of Valiant Heart and release it whenever it is ready. I know I say this a lot, but I really can't thank people enough for everything. This is quite literally a dream come true to be able to make a Pokemon animation and have people watch and enjoy it. It can't be understated my appreciation and gratitude for being here, and I will continue to work on it. If you'd like to see it grow and help with the process, I have a Ko-Fi that I will link in the description, where the funds raised will be used to further improve Valiant Heart's quality. I'd especially like to thank Batavia Bowser, Aphil, and Fafio for the kind donations. I've never really received these kinds of things before, so I'll try and work a way to reward people who give me donations in the future, but thank you so much regardless. It really means the world to me. Oh, and I also have a Discord server, where you can contact and chat with me and all sorts of cool people. So come by and say hi, we're very welcoming. If you can take anything from this video, is that really anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I had practically zero knowledge on both programming or animating, but with some perseverance and some great people around you, a mediocre Tinkaton fan like me can make something he can really be proud of. And if you have an idea that you want to be made real, just go for it. Whatever it is, as long as it's that something that you want made, it will be made. And if you do, share it to me sometimes. I believe you can do it. Anyways, that's all I want to say for now. Thank you again for 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you later on the next video.